everyone. Welcome to the Dog Mom Knits podcast, episode 30. My name is Amanda, and I am coming to you from coastal Virginia, where I live with my husband, Sean, our two dogs, Copper and Finley, and our two exchange students, Simon and Lorenzo. Do I have news to share with you guys? Oh my gosh, it has been a month. It has been a month, and it has been a month in every good way. You can find me on Instagram as Dog Mom Knits, on Ravelry as Dog Mom Knits 08. We do have an email address for this podcast, and that is dogmomknits@gmail.com. This is a crafty podcast where I share all about my knitting adventures and how knitting is weaving into my life. I have project pages on Ravelry, and all the links that I talk about will be in the drop bar below. But if I forget anything, or if you want more information, or if you just want to chat, please send me an email. I will try to respond. Yes, I will try to respond. I want to say welcome to any new viewers. Thank you so much for checking out the channel, and a welcome back to all of my returning viewers. I'm sorry it's been a month. I will try to get back to my 2 every other week. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there during my little hiatus, and I hope you like what you see. So, podcast episode 30. Today is Labor Day. I think it's September 4th. You know, I never know what day it is, but it's Labor Day here in the U.S. That's why I'm getting a chance to podcast, because it is a day off for me, for all the boys, because the girls in my house are officially outnumbered. It is 9:39 in the morning, which is interesting because I am not what you would call a morning person. I am definitely an evening person, but that's fine. Like, I'm a stay up late, get up late kind of girl. And so I got up early this morning so that I could record a podcast. So I don't know that my brain is fully awake yet. So we'll see. We're going to see how this works. My throat is a little scratchy, partially from allergies and partially because I just finished my second week of school with my students. And so my voice is always a little scratchy the first couple weeks with them, because I'm talking more than I do in the summer. We're doing laundry because we're a family of 4. Sean's got a head cold, so you might hear him coughing in the background. I don't know how this one's going to work. The lighting is not great right now. I'm podcasting from a different place. I mean, I'm in front of our fireplace, sort of. But I didn't want to move a whole bunch of furniture this morning, so if you like the podcast, despite all of the things that are working against me, please leave a comment down below. Some words of encouragement for your host would be appreciated. This first week of September, I am still drinking coffee because it is morning. This is a mug that Simon brought us from the Czech Republic. I'm pretty sure he said it was hand painted. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love this thing so much. It is big and like tall, but the right size for me to put my hands around it, which I love doing in the morning and drinking my coffee. So yeah, I think that's it for introductions. Just bear with me today, you guys. Hopefully in 2 weeks, things will have settled down and this will look more like a normal podcast. Though, I mean, let's be honest, like, I'm not exactly known for being normal, so calling it a normal podcast isn't really necessarily saying a whole lot. I am wearing my Dog Mom Knits t-shirt. This is up on my Spreadshirt shop, which is linked down below. I thought about wearing my lounging top sport weight, which I finished over the summer, But it's supposed to be like 90 degrees today. So 90 degrees and a wool sweater does not work in coastal Virginia. So maybe one day I'll wear it on the podcast, but not today. So let's get started with finished objects and make along news. So I have one finished object this episode, and it is my tropical Christmas socks. I knit these for my husband, Sean, who is Australian, if you are new here. And so Australia has, the lighting is weird when I move stuff around. I am so sorry, you guys. I'll try not to do that too much. My husband is Australian, and it is, it's hot in Christmas. It's the middle of summer. And so when 3 by the Sea Designs put out this Christmas yarn last year that they called Tropical Christmas, I knew that I had to get it. I knew that I had to knit a pair of socks for Sean out of it. He has seen them. He loves them. They've been sitting in my podcasting box for pretty much a month. And he is very excited that I am podcasting because now he can get his socks and wear them. I love that they don't look too Christmassy. The lighting right there is pretty good. So you've got this orange of the sunset on the beach mixed in with the green and red of Christmas. So they are Christmassy, but they're not too Christmassy to be worn throughout the year. Plus Sean just doesn't care. So he is excited to have another pair of socks that he can wear to work. I used the String of Lights pattern by Sock Witchery, which is my go-to pattern for my husband. It adds a little bit of a ribbed texture, so they're a little bit stretchier and they have a little bit more give. He has a very high arch, and he works in an office all day, so I like the idea that the socks aren't gonna stretch out during the day while he's wearing them. I'm sorry, I'm looking down at my notes because again, 9:40 in the morning. I knit these on a US 1.5, 64 stitches. I did the 15 rounds for the cuff, 60 rounds for the leg. I did a traditional heel flap and gusset, which is what I always do for Sean. I knit the foot until it was the length that he needs for him, which ended up being 83 rounds. And then I knit the toe that is included in the pattern. It's just a traditional, I don't know what type of toe it is actually. I started this sock on October 5th of 2022. I finished sock number 1 on July 18th of this year and finished sock number 2 on, what did I just say? I finished sock number 1 on July 18th and sock number 2 on August 8th, which is my birthday. So these are done. They are already washed and blocked. And now that I have shown them on the podcast, my husband can have them, and he will probably wear them to work this week, which is where he wears his hand knit socks. So I'm really glad that they are done, that they are shown. You guys have seen them. So now they can go to him and he can wear them to work. So that is my only finished object in the last month, and I finished it very early in the month because it's been a month. That's what I said at the beginning. This was the last pair that I finished for Summer Sock Camp, which is hosted by Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady. I finished 9 pairs of socks this summer for Summer Sock Camp, which is pretty awesome. And I am super, 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 super grateful to her for allowing whips this year so that I could get a bunch of socks off the needles. Not that I have free needles because I just replaced them with other socks, but I did finish 9 pairs of socks this summer, so that was pretty awesome. Make along, I think that's the only make along that was going on. September 7th starts the Pigskin Party, which is hosted by Boston Jen. I am Team 11. I can't remember my team name. Oh my gosh. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. I'm in I can't even remember the conference now. I mean, I think I remember. Anyway, it's fine. I'll just put it up here. So if you are doing the pigskin party with Boston Jen, leave a comment down below and let me know what team you're on. If you're on team 11 with me, please make sure you follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back so that we can kind of encourage each other. I don't get super competitive with the pigskin party just because it's during the school year and the school year is always insane. But I also love a good knit along. So, you're on team 11. If you're participating at all, leave a comment down below. If you're on team 11, please follow me on Instagram so that, we can encourage each other as we go through the pigskin party. I think that's it for finished objects and make-alongs. So let's go to whips because, oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait to show you my whips. Okay, whips. So I have 3 whips that have been getting a lot of attention, 2 that have been getting more attention than the other one, but none of them you guys have seen. I am pretty much exclusively working on whips that were started after I podcasted last, which is so crazy to me. And I cannot wait to show you the progress of one of them. I'm so excited. Okay, so, and there's going to be some acquisitions also built in because to this part of the podcast, because I have been buying things for these projects. So it's just going to be like kind of whips and the start of acquisitions because there has been a lot of acquisitions, you guys. Oh my gosh. It's fine. Okay, so let's just start. Let me just stop rambling and start showing. So the first work in progress that I am so excited to show you guys, I am housing in this Barley Pearls bag. It's my first Barley Pearls bag that I've ever ordered, and I love it. And it is this like temperature theme. I think it's called What's the Forecast? It is so cute. And their bags, oh my gosh, totally live up to the hype that I hear of everybody talking about them. It is so amazing. So this is an acquisition. This is the bag that I'm using. There are 2 projects in here. One of them is, there's also this in here. I just moved these 2, which I got since the last podcast. These are both from Mad Cow Mandy Designs. That's her little logo. She is so cute. So this is a little misleading. I am not making a temperature blanket for Simon and Lorenzo. I am making a temperature scarf. I just realized that Lorenzo is literally sitting right there behind the camera and he does not know about this yet. So I guess while I tell you guys about it, I shall also be telling him about it. Simon knows because, Amanda cannot keep a secret. But Lorenzo doesn't. So get ready, kiddo, because you're about to find out about something I'm doing for you. Okay, so these are temperature scarves. I'm not doing a temperature blanket because my track record with blankets, it's a whole thing. So this is what Mandy did for me. She made these custom for me because she's amazing and I love her. So instead of going from January to December, she made a booklet for me that goes from August to June because that's how long the boys will be here. I am recording the average temperature for each day that the boys are here and taking note of like if we went somewhere. So like on the 2nd, we went to Richmond. So I'm going to do the average temperature for Richmond that day instead of where we are. And I am knitting 2 rows each day in a color that has been designated for that day. So very similar to a temperature blanket, except it's just smaller. It's a temperature scarf. So I'm using all Knit Picks Brava Sport. Let me see if I can do this. These are the colors and the temperatures that I'm doing. Again, it's all Knit Picks Brava sport weights. I picked all blues and purples because that was Simon's favorite color. And when I originally planned this project, he was going to be our only exchange student. Hopefully Lorenzo likes blue and purple. Do you like blue and purple? Okay, he said yes, so we're good. I'll show you. Okay, so Lorenzo's is like tiny because he's only been here for like a day, right? But I'll show you Simon's because he's been here longer. So this is what it looks like so far. So I cast on 40 stitches in the black and knit. So I did the cast on in one row of the black. And then every day I knit 2 rows in the color for that day. And I'm doing an I-cord edging just because I think that looks really nice. And then in between each month, I'm going to do 2 stripes of the black. And then I'll go all the, like every day that they're here and do 2 stripes of the black at the end. And then they'll have a scarf and I'll give them their booklet too. So they'll have that. But they'll have a scarf of their time here in America. And it won't really mean anything. Like, it's not going to look like a temperature scarf, like when they wear it, when they're back at home. But they'll know what it is. So I'll hold that up again. I love how these colors are playing off of each other. Obviously, we haven't gotten to any purples yet because it's been Satan's front porch outside, as my cousins would say in North Carolina. But it's jumped around a little bit, so it's making this really beautiful. I just love how this is turning out. And the lighting is not super great, but I have been posting pictures of this on Instagram, and it looks really good. And Knit Picks Brava Sport is such an amazing yarn to work with. Like, I now want to do this for every exchange student that we have. And I think I'm just going to always use Knit Picks Brava Sport. So it's so gorgeous. And I can show you the labels. So this is what it looks like. And this is the yarn information. This is, I believe, Merino. Yes, Merino. So it's like, it's not even showing up. It's like a greeny teal color. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for the boys. This is, I get home from school, I make dinner, and then I write down the average temperature for the day before and then add the colors in. And then now I'm doing it twice. I am weaving in the ends as I go. I wasn't going to. I was going to save the ends for Sundays and just do them for a week at a time. But it got really like messy and like it just bugged me. So I've started weaving in the ends each day. Like if I finish with a color, I go ahead and weave in the ends. The Barley Pearls bags have, I don't know if I can show you from this angle. They have pockets on the inside. So I have a tapestry needle in here so that I can just take it out, weave in the ends and go. I'm using a US 6 needle. I cast on 40 stitches, and I think that's everything I was going to tell you about this project. So yeah, I started Simon's on August 19th, which was his arrival day in the US, and I started Lorenzo's on September 1st, which was his arrival day in the US, and I'm using the same colors and the same color chart for them. The projects are being held in this bag from Barley Pearls, but the skeins of yarn are huge. So I have them in this basket from African Market Baskets. And so you can see there's the colors in there that I'm going to be using. The purples are the darker, like these colors are more for winter. And then the lighter blues are the colors that I'm using now because it's warmer. So yeah, each boy will have a scarf when he goes home. showing his, like, all the temperatures for when he was here. Sorry, turn that off. My alarms are still going off for my, I have alarms set for when my classes end. And second period just ended. What else was I going to tell you? I can't remember. I feel like there was something else I was about to tell you. Oh, I am using a free pattern on Ravelry. It is the Knit Wit Temperature Scarf. I probably could have figured it out on my own, but I get a little weird about that sometimes. So I kind of trust other people more than I trust myself. So I just found a pattern and it's working out really well. Doing the I-cord edging that she suggests. And I don't think I'm doing the same. No, I'm not. I'm not doing the same temperature chart as her. I tried to pick temperatures that would work for our area because we don't get super cold and we do get super hot. So yeah, I fudged that, but I showed you guys that before. I've also posted pictures of that on Instagram. But if you wanted to know more about the temperature charts or which colors I'm using for which temperatures, just send me an email or a DM on Instagram. So that's the first thing I'm doing when I get home from school is I put the stripes on for the boys in their scarves. Then I'm taking out the project that I am obsessed with. And to say that I'm obsessed with it is such a massive understatement. I cannot, you guys. So the last time I podcasted, I think I had only done part of the swatch for my Vibes tee. I got gauge before blocking, like dead on row gauge, rows are this way, row gauge and stitch gauge dead on pre-blocking. After blocking, I was off by a little bit because I'm using Emma's yarn, which is a sock weight yarn and has nylon in it, so it will grow. So, I went down a needle size from what was recommended in the pattern. This is one of the colors that I'm using just so you can see it. I'm using 4 colors of Emma's yarn, Navy Blazer, Buttonwood, Barbie Girl, and Orbit. And they're all linked on my project page so you know which one is which. So I cast on using a US 5, and so I'm going to use a 5, a 4, and a 3 instead of a 6, 5, 4, which is what the pattern calls for. I cannot remember what day I actually started this. I'm pretty sure, no, I do remember. It was August 10th because I started it on my first day back at school, which I thought was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, am I really about to sit down and cast on a sweater or a t-shirt after working for the first day back at school? And I got so much done on that first night. It was so amazing. And I've started a highlight on Instagram on my profile page, excuse me, so you can kind of track my progress as I add pictures of it to the stories. I had said on the last podcast that my kind of like lofty goal that I thought there's no possible way I'll ever do it, it was to split for sleeves before the students came back. So I started on August 10th and my students came back on the 21st. And I was like, it would be amazing if I split for sleeves by the 21st, but I thought there's no possible way that'll happen. It did. I split for sleeves on August 20th, which was that Sunday. And since then, I'm just knitting down the body and keeping in the striping sequence, which the pattern makes this so easy. I want to knit all of Tiff Nealon's. I am knitting the Vibes tee by Tiff Nealon. I don't think I said that. I want to knit all of her patterns. It's so good. Okay, so let me figure out which one's the front, which one's the back. Let me tuck in the little things that are holding my sleeves. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready? Gotta get ready. Gotta be ready. Because you guys have not seen this thing. I'm ready. And wait until you see it. You ready?
Yeah.
Here it goes. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to show it to you. Maybe if I put my arms in the sleeves. Oh yeah, that's good. So my arms are in the sleeves right now. And like I said, I'm just knitting down the body. Put it up so you can see the colors. It's navy blazer, Barbie girl, orbit, and buttonwood. And then you go back and pick up the collar and knit the collar in your color 1, which for me is the buttonwood. And I'm just knitting down, I forget how many, I think she says 26 stripe sequences. It's fairly cropped though. And I am on 18, number 18, I believe. But I think I'm going to end up going longer. I think I'm going to go at least 2 more to give it a little bit more length. I did make my lounging top too long. Not like too long, but like, I mean, too long. Yeah, it is too long. I'm not going to rip it back. I'm not going to fix it. I can wear it the way it is. But I did realize that I had knit that too long. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going to stop this one sooner than kind of like my anxiety tells me to stop it. And yeah, so I'm thinking 2 extra repeats, which means 2 extra row sets or sets of colors, which means I am 10 sets of colors away from like putting it on blocking tubes and trying it on and seeing if I like the length. So crazy to me. My new lofty goal for this is to have it done by the end of September so that it is off the needles before I start the Stephen West mystery knit along, which I wasn't going to do. And now not only am I doing it, but I ordered yarn from Stephen West himself. October and March are the busiest months at my school. So of course I would do a mystery knit along during October. That's what this yarn is from. The blue and the orange, the blue and the gray is from my twists and turns shawl that I never finished. So, you know, if I don't like it, I'll just repurpose it into something else, just like I did this. Oh my gosh. Like seeing it on camera. I cannot wait to have this done and wear it at school. Look at that. Look at it. And wear it at school with jeans or with my khaki pants. Oh my gosh, I've not held it up to myself and looked at it. I am so proud of this t-shirt sweater. I just call it a sweater because it's knit. I'm so proud of this sweater. It is so good. I'm so excited. I am using Clover. I don't know if they're called sleeve holders. What are they called? Clover circular stitch holders. I am using these as my sleeve holders. They are amazing because they have a needle on one end. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find an end. So they have a needle on one end and then this little stopper on the other. So you're not trying to feed your needles onto tubing, or your stitches onto tubing. It makes it easier to, like it made it super easy to put the stitches onto the holder. And then I've heard, I haven't done it yet, obviously, because this is my first sweater with sleeves. but I've heard it makes it really easy to get them back onto the needles so that you can work your sleeves. So yeah, this is it upside down. This is how I knit it. I'm just going around and around. I just started the gray last night. So yeah, it's just around and around and around with very little instructions in between. There's no shaping to the body, which I like, because I wanted just a simple short sleeve tee that I could wear in summer, that I could put a long sleeve white t-shirt underneath it and wear it during winter and have something really great for school. So this is my Vibes tee by Tiff Nealon. So much progress in this last month. I can't even. Ugh, her pattern is so good, you guys. Like, seriously. If you have not, she's got a bunch of sweaters and tops and things. Like, I want to knit one of everything because she's such a good pattern writer. So easy to understand. And she gives you like charts to keep track. So you're not trying to keep track of like where you are in the pattern and where you are in the stripe sequence. She's like got charts. She's already got the charts done for you. So I was like, oh, well, I'm going to have to make this, to keep. Nope, I didn't have to. She already did it. Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, really, really, really great pattern writer. And I'm really excited for that project. I did not show you what project bag it was in. It's in a project bag made by my husband, who is the guy who sews. It's a sweater size zipper bag. I love it. And that's what my Vibes tee has been in. So the last project that was getting a lot of work before school started, and then I really just had the brain space for knitting in the round. So that's where the Vibes tee started getting a lot of work. But I do have my birthday cast on to show you. So this is in a bag by the guy who sews, my husband. I am using Craft Nut yarns in the Birthday Sprinkles colorway, which seemed very fitting to me as a birthday cast on. This is a pattern that I am writing myself. I'm pretty sure it's going to be called the Birthday Sprinkles Socks because the texture looks like falling sprinkles. And then this is the Birthday Sprinkles yarn. I started this on August 8th, which is my birthday. And I made a good amount of progress. And then school started, the boys got here, and I just haven't had as much knitting time, which is, what always happens. And it's fine. I'm not upset about it because that Vibes tee has gotten tons of work. And so I'm over the moon about that. I do think I will end up writing up this pattern and publishing it when I have time, when I am able to do it. I'm not really putting a huge rush on it. I would like to get it done soon. I think originally I was thinking it'd be nice if it came out in October. That probably won't happen. But we'll see. But yeah, this is like on the go knitting. Like if we go out with the boys and we are going on an adventure, if we're going somewhere in the car and I need something to work on because I always have a project for the car, I'll take this with me. Now that things are kind of settling down, I would imagine that I'll have more like weeknights are probably just going to be the temperature scarf and the Vibes tee, just because it's just garter stitch and then stockinette in the round. But weekends, when I have a little bit more brain space or when we're traveling somewhere in the car with the boys, I, will probably bring this back out and put these socks back in rotation. I did not say these are 64 stitches on a US 1.5. I am knitting them for myself because they're my birthday socks. I think that's it. I think that's all I needed to say for that. So, yeah. So those are my whips. Those are, I mean, I have a lot more whips, don't get me wrong. But those are the only ones that in the last month got any love from me, because it's really just been the temperature scarf and the Vibes tee. Since August 10th, they have been getting all of my time. And I'm okay with that because I love how they're both turning out. So, I think that's it for whips then. So let's talk acquisitions, because you know the motto around here: when you don't have time to knit, shop for yarn instead. So the first acquisition I'm going to show you is a birthday present from one of my coworkers. She is so sweet, and she knows how much I love to knit. And so she was, and I'm not even sure where, she just said she saw it and had to get it for me. So she bought me this beautiful yarn bowl. And the lid, so it's got a lid, because she knows Finley likes to get into the yarn. So I can put my yarn in there, put the lid on, the yarn comes through here, and I can knit with it, and the yarn bowl doesn't go running. I mean, excuse me, the yarn ball does not go running around, and Finley does not get enticed to want to chase it and chew it. It is so pretty. I have not used it yet because it's been sitting over here waiting for me to show it to you guys on the podcast, but I'm excited to put that next to my chair where I sit and knit, and just take the yarn ball like for my Vibes tee and put it in there. And then when I'm knitting my socks, just put that in there so that it's just constantly getting used. She also got me this beautiful skein of Lion Brand Wool Ease yarn. It is a worsted weight from what I've been able to see through. I haven't like all the way opened it because I didn't want to get dog hair all over it. It's 80% acrylic and 20% wool, and it is that beautiful, like, natural colors. So I think what I'm going to do, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it would look so good on her. So I think I'm going to knit her a hat out of it. I have like faux fur pom-poms that actually would match this really well. And I love the Multnomah Falls hat, which I knit in 2022. Yeah. In 2022 in January. So I would love to knit that for her again, or something similar to it, and give that to her for Christmas. So that is on my to knit list, and as a Christmas gift. So that's the first acquisition I'm going to show you. The second one, I'm just going to reach in and grab it. So this is not in the order that they arrived at all. I cannot remember who is hosting the Gilmore Girls Knit Along. Oh my gosh. If I can find the Instagram post, I'll put it up here. But there's a fall Gilmore Girls Knit Along going on. I love that show. I quote that show all the time. I have watched the episodes so many times that, like, if you show me a still, I can say, okay, that's this season. This is what happened before, and this is what's about to happen. So the idea is that you knit something fall or Gilmore Girls themed, and there were yarn dyers who dyed yarn based on the show itself, or like an event in the show. And Leap of Faith Yarns, I'm sorry, this is still in its packaging because I didn't want to open it. Again, dog hair. But Leap of Faith Yarns did this absolutely gorgeous, oh my gosh, you guys, colorway. Look at this. Look at all of, like, come on. It's so good. So I need to re-look at the information, look at the details. The knit along either starts September 1st, which means it's already started, or October 1st. I cannot remember. I need to look it up. Make the notes in my project, in my notebook, and if it's already started, then I need to cast it on and maybe move my birthday sprinkles socks kind of off and do these instead, so that I am participating in the make along. But oh my gosh, Leap of Faith Yarns killed it. And then look at the little card she sent. Is that not like the cutest? Oh my gosh. And then it had some stitch markers in there. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. So I bought this to go with that knit along. Just have to actually like figure out when I'm supposed to be knitting it. I do have my birthday present from my husband. He bought me 2 skeins of yarn. One he gave me before my birthday, which I showed on the last podcast. And then this one that I'm going to show you today. He bought me 2 skeins of yarn from Granite State Yarns. This one is called Berry Crush and the mini is Lilac Breeze. My husband knows me very well and knows that purple is my favorite color. And this is just super, super pretty. I love this so much. So this will be a pair of socks for me at some point in the future. No idea when, and I'm not in any rush. So it'll go in stash and make me smile when I see it. But for right now, yeah, it's good. Okay, the next thing that's in here is a skein of yarn from Lolo Did It. She put out a what would you call it? She has a colorway called Helping Hippos Maui. And so it was proceeds from the yarn sales went to Samaritan's Purse, who was on the ground helping in Maui after the fires that happened in Hawaii. And I felt powerless. You know, I'm all the way over here in coastal Virginia. I wanted to do something to help, but I didn't know what to do. And then she did this and I was like, okay, that's like, I can do that. Like I can help with that. Like that's at least something that is, you know, like tangible that's going to the people of Maui to help. I love Lolo Did It yarn. It's so squishy and so glorious. And, you know, this just yet again is amazing. So this is Helping Hippos Maui. And so it's this gray base with all these different colored speckles, like right there. There's a good set of speckles for you. And it is gorgeous. This would make a stunning pair of socks because it's 85% superwash merino wool, 15% nylon, 100 grams, 440 yards. It would make a stunning pair of socks. Simon has seen it, and he and I think this would actually be a really nice muscle burrow for him when he goes home to the Czech Republic next year and wants to go skiing. And this would be like really like warm, but enough color to make it interesting, but still neutral enough for a boy. So jury is out on what I will make with it, but it might end up being a muscle burrow for Simon. And then she included this tape measure, that retractable tape measure. It says Helping Hippos Maui on it, which I thought was really sweet. So, and then she included like a newsletter and talked about where the money went and how much they spent, how much they sent. And I just thought that was a really nice thing to include so that, you know, those who donated knew. Not that I don't trust her, because of course I do, because I gave her my money. But like she include, my brain is like losing steam, guys. What are words? She included where she sent the money and when she sent the money. And I thought that was a very nice, like, addition. Certainly not something that I expected her to do, but I thought it was a nice thing that she added in. So now I'm digging around in my box. And I think, yes. Okay, so that's the last of the acquisitions. So let's go to Dog Mom Knits news and giveaways, because I am very overdue in announcing 2 giveaway winners and mailing off 2 prizes. So let's go to that next. So the last podcast episode, is that the last video? That's the word. The last video that was posted was a Muscle Burrow on the Go kit video where I talked about how I've kind of built a Muscle Burrow on the Go kit so that when we go on adventures with our exchange students, I have everything I need right there in that project bag. That was posted back on like August 14th or 15th, maybe something like that. 16th, maybe. And then the week before that, I posted podcast episode 29. So those are the last 2 videos that went up on the channel. Again, August just got completely away from me with everything that we've had going on. And I'll talk about that in life stuff, but it's all good stuff. It's just been, it's been a long month, or a busy month, I should say. On podcast episode 29, I did a It's My Birthday giveaway. I did 2 to give away bags from the guy who sews and yarn from Heather of Craft Nut Fibers. Nope, Craft Nut Yarns. Sorry. So one of them is this bag. This is yarn. Come on, Amanda. This bag and this yarn with this stitch marker from 3 by the Sea Designs. And the winner of, oh wait, it also has a mini in it. The winner of this prize, oh my gosh, you guys, my brain, I'm like struggling for every word. It's fine. The winner of this prize is Anne. So Anne, please send me an email at I almost just said, please send me an email at theguywhosews@gmail.com.
Well, you send it there, I'll forward it to you.
That's my husband's email address. That's not my email address. Help. Help me. I don't even know what help to ask for, but please help me. Like, what is happening? Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? And congratulations. Please send me an email at dogmomknits@gmail.com so that I can mail off your prize to you. Oh, guys. You're not here to watch somebody who has it all together, are you? Because if so, I am sorry for being a disappointment, because the second prize was another bag from the guy who sews, a skein of yarn from Craft Nut Yarns. It is the birthday sprinkles that you saw me working with earlier, a progress keeper from 3 by the Sea Designs, and a mini from Craft Nut Yarns. And this is going to Rebecca. So Rebecca, if you would please send me an email at, I almost did it again. If you would please send me an email at dogmomknits@gmail.com, I will get your prize out to you as well. Lorenzo keeps laughing at me because coming, going, Dog Mom Knits, the guy who sews, I don't know. I don't know what's going on anymore. How about we just move on to life updates and then I can go get some more coffee. So I have not been reading very much. My brain has just not been like wanting to read a book. And so unfortunately I have been doing a lot of scrolling reels before I go to sleep, which I really want to get away from. But I did finally finish Beaches, Bungalows, and Burglaries by Tanya Capps. I gave it 2 stars on Goodreads, which means I finished it, but I didn't love it. I need to not read anymore from Tanya Capps because they start off really well, and I always think like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I found a new series that I'm going to love. And then we get to the middle of the book and it's like a slog. It's like consistently nothing is happening and there's no character development at all. And then you get 5 pages from the end and you figure out who did it. And so I think she and I just need to not be a thing. Like we need to not try to be in a reader-author relationship. I did start a new book last night, but I can't remember what it's called because I'm only like 10 pages into it. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that it'll work out. Or it's me. Like I'm really starting to wonder if it's not me, if I'm not the problem. Because I keep reading all these books that have really good reviews and then I don't like them. So I don't know. I don't know if it's me or if it's the season of life that I'm in. I don't know. Anyway. Simon and I have been watching CSI, Las Vegas. We went all the way back to the beginning, which was like in 2000 or something. We haven't even made it out of season 1 because we only watch like an episode or 2 a day. But he and I started watching that. He loves it. I love it. It's just good TV. Like the original cast of CSI with Warwick and Nick and Catherine and Sarah and Grissom and Brass. It's just cool. It's just good. Simon has been watching The Walking Dead a lot, and he watches it down here in the living room. So I have been kind of like paying attention to it while he has been watching, and am not sure what, like, I thought for sure that would be the kind of series that I hated. Sean was super surprised that I got into it. Misha was super surprised that I was into it. I have to watch a lot of it like this because I can't handle like all the gore, but it's really good cinematography and really good like writing. And so he watches it when I'm at school during the day and at night after we go to bed. And so I ask him like, you know, who died, where are they living now? And he's been keeping me updated. And so I wouldn't say I'm watching The Walking Dead, but I am, maybe we'll call it checking in with The Walking Dead. And I know who everybody is. And I know their storylines. So, yeah. Not necessarily watching it, but I'm definitely like invested in it. So there's that. Adventures. So you've already heard me mention it. We have 2 exchange students now. Simon arrived on August 19th. We were matched with him back in January, and we chatted with him all throughout the spring and summer. He is from the Czech Republic. He is 17. He'll turn 18 while he's here on exchange. He will be attending the local public high school that is literally like down the street from us. He is a sweetheart. He has a very similar sense of humor to me. So he and I, like get each other, I guess. And, we tease each other a lot, and we like to tag team and tease Sean. So that's always fun. He's been super helpful around the house. He's been fun to like watch TV with and tell stories to and listen to him tell stories. And so it's been a great 2 weeks of getting to know him and adding another member to our family. And then last Thursday night, we got a call from Simon's local coordinator, and we were told that there was a young man in Italy who was interested in attending private school. And he was like, within 3 days of, if he doesn't get a host family, he's not coming to the U.S. And would we be willing to temporarily host him so that he could get here to the U.S. and, go ahead and get started with school. And so I talked to Sean and Simon, because it really was a family decision. Simon's face when he heard that he was going to be getting an exchange brother was so funny. He went from, typical boy face to like, is this really happening? And that was really fun. The room that we were going to give, so we agreed, we were like, yes, we'll host Lorenzo, as well. That's, our second son from, Italy. He's 17. He will be attending my school. So the boys won't be going to the same school. They're both seniors. So it'll be fun for them to tell each other stories of like what life is like in a public school versus a private school. What was I saying? Oh, the room that is Lorenzo's, when we agreed to host him, was literally an indoor storage shed. So all the flooring changes that we did downstairs, the cleaning out of the attic that we did, all of that stuff had just like migrated into that room. And we just told Simon to keep the door closed because we weren't going to deal with it until next summer. And then we dealt with it that weekend. So Simon was a huge help. He did so much work in that room. My parents found a dresser for us. They brought over a bed frame that was in my room when I was a kid. They're bringing over a desk today that was one that my grandmother found, that my grandmother found it, and my great-grandfather refurbished it for her. So I love that. So like, I love having family furniture in my house. The bedside table that he has in his room is also my grandmother's. So yeah, he's got a lot, the room is set up. He's in it. It's not perfect. We did the best we could in a week. But he seems happy and we're happy. And he's nodding his head that he's happy. Is that what you were nodding your head about? Are you happy here? Yeah. He says he's happy here, which makes me happy. Simon and Lorenzo, they're our first boys. So we have 3 exchange students that were girls. Misha from Poland, Mary from Ukraine, and Daria from North Macedonia. We had always thought that we would be just girl mom. Like, I would always just be a girl mom. We would always just host girls. And then this year, God was like, here, have a boy. Oh, just kidding. Have 2. So I guess I'm a boy mom now. The girls are outnumbered in this house. It is 4-3. It's the first time it's not the first time I've been outnumbered. I've been outnumbered when you include the pets, but it's always been a tie with the humans, or the humans have been more girls. And so, yeah, definitely outnumbered. I kind of love it though. I think it's fun. Like, the boys are different in a good way. And I think it's cool to, be able to experience something different. So yeah, we're going to take them to all the places, all the historical places. We're going to take them to all of the local, the places in our area, that are, special to Virginia. Simon has been to the U.S. quite a few times. Lorenzo has never been to the U.S. So that's going to be really fun. And yeah, it's just going to be a lot of adventures and hanging out with my boys now. And a new experience of having an exchange student that lives with me who goes to my school. So I get to be both a boy mom and a school, like an official school mom. Like my kids call me their school mom, but I actually like it's an official title this time. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting and it's going to be fun. And I'm really, really excited for this year that lies ahead. So I've been rambling for a while now. I'm going to go get another cup of coffee, knit the stripes for yesterday on the boys' temperature scarves, and get them working on their school supplies, because tomorrow, Tuesday, will be their first official day of school. It is the first day of school for Simon. It is the 11th day of school for Lorenzo, but obviously just his first day because he only just got here on Friday. So we're going to get their bags packed, get their notebooks set up and all that stuff today. So yeah, that's me. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for an hour. Thanks for hanging in there during my month off. Hopefully I will see you in 2 weeks with some more progress on my projects. The vibes tea. Yes. I cannot wait to show you guys, like just knit some more on that and get more of that body done so it kind of starts looking more like a sweater. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're doing the pigskin party. Leave a comment down below if you also struggle with your brain working in the mornings, just so you know. I know that I'm not the only one. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Fingers crossed. 2 weeks. Happy knitting.